This is Chris Kell with just a narrated presentation on our Peak Fitness Bootcamp, or our MFIT Bootcamp, and this is for those who cannot make it to class, or those that are just interested in learning more about our program. Okay, and so we're going to talk in this video about keys to success and what to expect with our bootcamp. And so I'm recording this this webinar or this presentation in January, where I see every year people come into the gym for 2 weeks and then they flame out. And this is a fitness fail because there are these elevators and these gyms make it so easy, it seems, for people to get fit and everything else. But the reality is, it requires effort. And the problem is, oftentimes we do these things such as joining a boot camp, waking up at 5 a.m. Getting on a diet, and all these things that are temporary and end up collapsing around the fact that we cannot maintain the rigid structure that we start with. And so that's why like 70 to 80% of people flame out from going to the gym in January traditionally. And that's due to a lot of things: a lack of accountability, a lack of group support, lack of progressive exercise, which is where we come in, lack of diets that work without changing your entire life. So all of these things are reasons why you as a fitness person would potentially fail. All right, and through our program, we want to address these things. And so let's do this instead. The thing is, it doesn't matter what's happened to you in the past. You might have tried this, you might have attempted to get in better shape 100 times. It doesn't matter. The biggest thing is you are what you choose to become. And so what I want you to do instead is support the people around you. All right, realize that everybody that we're working with is going through the same journey that you are. Okay, and so that's a big thing, because we're all working together, including our coaches, including myself, have all been through this, and we want you to know that we're here for you. So support those around you, and come in with a smile on your face, except when you're doing burpees. Commit to working out 3 to 5 days a week. I tell people minimum 3 days. Ideally, you come 5 days. And the way our program is set up, you can come 5 days a week without being horribly sore. And the more you do, the more return you're going to get on your investments. We want you to attend our Saturday accountability class, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. But basically, that's a class where we workshop issues that you may have. We do presentations on different things for life after boot camp, and we basically give you the glue and the structure in order to be successful after you leave our program. And then stop thinking so much about nutrition. This is usually where people fails, because they get into their mind that I have to eat this, I have to cut all of this stuff out, and that's simply not true. We're going to give you a couple simple ways that you can do it without losing your life over this stuff. Hopefully you don't lose your life, but without giving up a lot of your life. And I think that that's an important thing. And so we want to make fitness a part of life without it being life. All right, so you don't have to, that means that you don't have to spend 5 hours in the gym. You don't have to completely change your friends, what you eat, all of those things. We want this to be a simple commitment that you make. Do it, execute it, just like you're brushing your teeth. It's just part of your life, something that you do in order to have a healthy body and a healthy mind. And that's really what we're getting at, to make it more manageable for you. And so I want you to meet the team. Everybody in this picture are people that have been through our program or have coached with us since the beginning, and these are all part of our family. Big thing with us is that we really place priority on supporting our clients, really making you feel welcome. And all of our coaches, Chris, which is me, I'm there in the middle next to Janet on my left there with the Puma shorts on, Garrett, Andrea, Ashley, Paula, Kristen, and Cherish. We are all coaches or office managers or what have you, coaching classes with MFIT. And you might have Ashley a couple days a week, you might have me a couple days a week. But the bottom line is we all work together. I write the program, so we all are kind of on the same page as far as what we're doing. And you're going to get the same experience, but just with different faces, different maybe motivational sayings, you do burpees, things of that nature. But we want you to know that we are very much a team. We're all here to support you, and that's a very big thing. We will go above and beyond to make sure that you get what you need, and that we want to place that first and foremost. So as far as key dates and times, our current cycle, and again, I'm recording this in January, all of our cycles are for 4 weeks. This current cycle is going to last between January 12th, which is a Monday, to February 9th, which is another Monday. Our boot camp class, we have a boot camp class on Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. In addition to our program 5 days a week. And we have an accountability class, okay, which I'll talk more about, from 10 to 11 a.m. And again, all of our classes take place at Gold's Gym South Lakeland. If you're looking to weigh in and weight loss is your goal, I encourage you to join our MFIT Challenge. All right, MFIT Challenge is simply a $15 contest that we put together teams of 2 to 5. The team that loses the most weight in inches, or I'm sorry, the most body fat in inches relative to your body weight, wins the cash prize that we put together from collecting all of our proceeds from this challenge. Um, Over a 6 week period. All right. So with that, we weigh in on Saturdays every Saturday from 8 to 11. You can just drop in and do that. And there'll even be times if you need to do a makeup weigh in during the week, we can make that happen as well. But I'm a big believer in putting your intention forward. Put your money where your mouth is with that. If weight loss is truly your goal versus just getting in better shape, our challenge is a great way to do it. And it's a way to give yourself incentive. So let's talk schedule. Monday through Friday, we offer a 5 to 6 a.m. On Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we offer a 6 to 7 a.m. We always have class from 9 to 10 a.m. on Saturdays. We have a 5 to 6 p.m. on Monday through Friday, a 6 to 7 p.m. on Monday through Friday, and then a 7 to 8 p.m. on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And again, you don't require an appointment to come to those classes. You don't have to register. You can just show up. The 6 to 7 p.m. is usually going to be the biggest. So if you're looking for something a little bit smaller, I would recommend 5 to 6 p.m. or 7 to 8 p.m. 5 to 6 a.m. is also very large. So again, just kind of giving you an idea of what to expect. And but again, feel free to come whenever you are able. And so let's look at how classes work. We certainly don't do the same thing every day, and the way our system is set up is to allow you to work out every day, okay? But it's going to be different based upon your level of fitness. On Monday, Wednesday, Friday, those are what we call our strength and conditioning or our personal training days, okay? And so this is set up as much like a personal training session as we possibly can. We do strength training on those days, and we do hard interval training, which means that we're going to make the most physically impactful changes on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. On Tuesday, Thursday, we do more extensive core training as well as cardio work for those that are not as sore, those that have been in our program for a while. Those are a little bit more what we call stress resistant. Those cardio workouts are going to get your heart rate up. They're also going to allow you to burn calories and that kind of thing, but they're not going to make you super sore. In fact, they're going to make you less sore. And one major change that we're making for 2015 and that we're putting into our program is for those that are coming in with injuries, or really anyone in our first cycle, we are going to do, again, more extensive core work, but in place of a lot of cardio training, we're doing an hour of restorative exercise, okay? And that's things like self-massage, stretching, muscle release work that allows you to rehabilitate old injuries, get less sore, and actually move better. Okay, so if you're coming to us with low back pain, with knee pain, with chronic anything, or old injuries that you've never had gone through PT for or anything else, you want to do the restorative exercise, right? That's extremely important. We will insist that you do that, and that's something that, even if you only come 2 days a week, I'd recommend coming on those days, because if you do nothing else, this portion of our classes is going to significantly benefit you for the better. Okay, and that's something that we're really proud of. Our goal is not to run people in the ground; it's actually to help you to move better as well as look better and feel better. So all of those things will be accomplished. So again, just let us know coming in about any old injuries or ailments that you're dealing with. Now, as far as accountability class goes, this is really neat because this class allows us to check in with you and workshop problems throughout the week. So if you have questions for us about nutrition or about your fitness routine or anything, I want you to come on Saturday, and certainly we can have a short discussion like after class or something like that, but really it's hard for us to give you the attention that your question deserves when we're in the throes making people do push-ups. So we've devoted this class from 10 to 11 a.m. for just that purpose. Okay, so we will help you address your specific issues. We're also going to check in and see how you're doing. What we also do every 6 weeks is we talk about different topics that are going to be useful for you both during our challenge as well as after boot camp. All right, and so you can see in week 1, we talk about nutrition. Week 2, working out a busy schedule. Week 3, managing and eliminating injuries. Week 4, stress management. And we do this via 6-week cycles. But week 5, vitamins and phytonutrients. In week 6, life after our challenge. And this is our schedule right now. This is subject to change, but all of this information is going to give you the nuts and bolts to succeed long after you've stopped doing our boot camp class or anything else, really. And that is our goal, is that you have these tools for a lifetime. And so let's talk about nutrition. We have two nutritional programs that we offer, and this is just going to be based upon personal preference. They're both going to work. It's just what you can wrap your mind around. All right. And we're going to start with the basic program. All right. And this is what I would recommend for people that don't want to think too much about nutrition, and for people that might, have a more relaxed view of things. Like, let's say you just want to get healthy, or, you like to throw in a cheat meal every now and again. That's perfectly fine. The key is that we stick to these 5 habits, okay? And what my clients will often do is to print these habits out, and just put them in their purse, or put them up in their fridge so they can actually see them when they're having a meal. So our first habit is eat until you're 80% full. Okay, and the idea is that as you're losing weight, your stomach is going to shrink to contour to your weight loss. But if you just stuff your face all the time, not only is that going to create cravings, but again, it's going to stretch your stomach out. So what we say is take at least 15 to 20 minutes to eat larger meals. All right, and what that's going to do is to desensitize you to your cravings. It takes us about 20 minutes to realize whether or not we're actually hungry. So by doing this, you're going to sort of you're going to build stress tolerance for being hungry, and that's something that is going to be very useful. And you'll kind of check in a little bit more with your hunger to see, like, do I actually need this food, or can I stop? So again, stop. And the 80% full is maybe 5 bites before you're totally full. So just becoming mindful of what you're eating and how much you're putting in your body, I think, is a big thing, and that's why it is our first rule. Habit number 2, we want you to get a serving of veggies with every meal. Okay, veggies have a number of different benefits, but ultimately they equate to fat loss and better nutrition via phytonutrients. So that's definitely something that we want you to do. At least a fist-sized portion, but certainly you could have more. You're never going to overeat on vitamins, so again, this is something that you can have in great abundance. Number 3, where's the protein? I train a lot of women that are on vegan and vegetarian diets, and while there's nothing wrong with those things, they're not the most efficient for fat loss, because protein is one thing that the body is going to burn. It's actually harder for the body to burn, and as a result, the body's going to use more calories to do so at rest, and it's going to make us more metabolically inefficient, meaning we burn more calories just by sitting there. So what we're asking you to do is eat 1 palm-sized portion of protein per meal. And again, if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, we could say eggs, or dairy products if you're allowed, fish, or even things like quinoa or couscous or things of that nature. But again, women should eat about a palm-sized portion of protein with each meal. Men should have about 2 palm-sized portions of protein with each meal. Our next habit is where the carbs. All right, if you have fat to lose, then try working on cutting out bread, pasta, rice, and potatoes in favor of double serving of veggies. The one time that you can have that stuff is after workout, because after workout, your body is going to use those carbs for a better purpose. It's going to actually use it to rebuild muscle. So that would be the one exception. So, if you're looking to cheat, or have those, maybe those cookies or something that you like, do it after you work out. I tell people, earn your carbs. And finally, have a Sunday fun day, meaning take time on Sunday or at some point during the week to prep your food and meals. All right, and this could be as simple as, if you eat out a lot, plan out what you're going to eat, or choose a couple menu selections based upon where you're going, if you're traveling, for example. Or if you like to cook, go shop and then make a day your prep day. All right, that's going to greatly cut down on the amount of thinking that you have to do about what to eat, and the less thought you put into eating, the better off you're going to be. You trust me on that. So if we're looking at sort of a template of how to eat, we have our anytime plate, and this is something that could be eaten anytime. All right, this is sort of a play off of the USDA My Plate site, but we see veggies are going to be 2/3 of our plate. Okay, veggies have again a number of benefits. We can't overeat with them, and they're not going. And by eating them first, we're not going to overeat as readily. Protein is the second portion, and then just a little bit of fat. So again, eating this is going to make us more metabolically inefficient. It's going to help our bodies to burn calories better, and that's what we want. As far as our post-workout plate, this is when you can actually have carbs. So we have, again, about a half of our plate is looking like protein of some kind, and then we could have our starches. So our pasta, our potatoes, our yams, whatever it may be, you can have it after that, because again, the body's using that, so we can cheat a little bit at that point. So next, moving on, we have found for some people, they like a more, I would say, strict approach. And when I say strict, what we're basically doing is we're cutting out the elements which cause the body to hold on to excess weight. Okay, so this is called our sugar deprivation diet. This diet has been responsible for anywhere from 8 to 20 pounds of weight loss over 4 weeks. I've seen results on this like I've never seen with anything else, but it is pretty severe, so you have to prepare for that. So with that said, the way our sugar deprivation diet works is we begin with a 3 days of green smoothies and veggies and fruit only. So we're cutting out protein. We're giving the body a little bit of time to kind of reset the metabolism, which will set us up for the rest of the diet. From there, we have no fruit or sugar for the rest of the diet. This says 21 days, but this is actually more like 27. But ultimately, no fruit or added sugar with really anything that you're having. And that basically means that we're looking at protein and veggies for what we're eating. You only consume the foods that we give you in our shopping list. I want you to keep a nutrition log on myfitnesspal.com to be a little bit more mindful in terms of what you are taking into your body. And then you're going to be given the opportunity to cheat only once per week on Saturdays for 2 hours. Okay, Saturday nights in particular are a time that what I would recommend is to plan out your cheat meal. Like, I know exactly what I'm going to have that week. I just kind of write down all my cravings, and then I put them in on Saturdays. And again, this doesn't mean that you have to go full force, but I would recommend having something small just to kind of, again, reset your metabolism. When you have some carbs at that time, that actually helps your body to resensitize and to raise your metabolism a bit. We ask that you eat every 2 to 3 hours on this diet. And again, if you can't do that due to being busy or whatever, I completely understand. Do what you can. Maybe your diet consists of 2 large meals, which is perfectly fine. Do what allows you to be successful. Just have just consume the basic contents of the diet. Limit condiments to sugar-free substances. So, for example, mustard is okay. Ketchup is not. And Miss Dash seasonings, even though they say trace calories, they have a lot of different things in them, like maltodextrin and tomato paste and things of that nature. So try to keep with your condiments things that are one thing, like, for example, cumin or cinnamon. Like, those are one ingredient. They're harder to overeat on. So just something to think about. As far as what to drink, water and green tea is what we're looking at. You can have things like the sugar-free or the calorie-free Crystal Light, as well as Diet Coke and Pepsi. I would not, regular Pepsi, by the way, diet, but I would not recommend that. Those do have consequences as well. I'm not a big stickler about that, but I don't prefer that you have those. So that's not mandatory, but I would recommend staying away from that. So here's a sample meal plan, and as you can see, over our first 3 days, we're having our green smoothies, and then from there, we basically repeat days 4 and 5 throughout the diet. All right, and the reason that is when we're eating basically the same things on a daily basis, prep work becomes a lot easier. There's less thought put into it, and that's something that is really, really important. The less you think about this, the better. Trust me on that. Again, this is a sample diet. This is not something that we want you to eat verbatim, but this just gives you an idea of how I would potentially set something up like that. If you're looking for just a basic template of how to set things up, you're basically looking at serving of protein, which we lay out in your shopping guide, or your shopping list. Serving of protein is 4 to 6 ounces for a man and 6 to 8 ounces, 4 to 6 ounces for a female and 6 to 8 ounces for a male. And again, that's like the size of my palm for female or 2 palms for male. And then 1 to 2 servings of veggies. So again, you can't really overeat on veggies. And having that protein, and that's going to be for our breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then a snack is going to be something quick, such as I like those 100-calorie packs of almonds. Those are really good. String cheese are really good. We give you some options in your shopping list. I do want you to have a scoop of protein powder before your workout if possible, just because that's going to help you to not be nauseous or feel lightheaded. And so that's something that's also helpful. As far as tips for success in our program goes, in terms of intensity, one of the biggest things is that you don't go to muscular failure with every exercise, meaning you don't push yourself to the point where you can't do anymore. That has been shown time and again to lead to injury, to lead to being overly sore. Leave about 3 to 4 reps in the tank. We always give you rep totals for our exercises, but again, I'll say, I want you to do 6 to 8 reps in a period of 40 seconds. If you can do more than 8, make it harder in some way, or we'll show you how to make it harder. If you go beyond 8, then just hold in a push-up position if you're doing a push-up. It's just that simple. We really limit that because we found that when people just go to failure every time they do stuff, again, it's almost a certain prescription for injury. The body only has so much mileage before it starts to flame out. So really be careful with that. And along with that, pain does not equal gain. If stuff hurts, ask for a substitute. We are not mind readers. We can't tell whether or not you're in pain unless we see you grimacing. Okay, and again, if we're dealing with a large class, you have to come up to us and let us know. Okay, and that's not an embarrassing thing, or it shouldn't be whatsoever. You need to do the best thing for you. Okay, and work up to some of these harder exercises that you might see people doing, because again, you're just trying to get a training effect. We're not trying to be a hero with this. So do the best that you can. But if something hurts, we are more than happy to give you a sub. And we're not the traditional military boot camp style trainers. So let us know, and we'll always take care of you. If you show up late, we have a warm-up posted on our warm-up board, and our clients perform this warm-up with every workout. Okay, it's always the same workout. So if you show up late and you're like, oh, what do? I don't want you to just join in. I want you to actually perform the warm-up, and then you're going to be good to go. And finally, spray off mats and help us to clean up after class. That's just being common courtesy. Everybody does that. That's something that we ask of everybody. Again, we work out as a team, we clean up as a team, and I really appreciate that. So what happens now? First and foremost, I want you to join MFIT Challenge on Facebook. MFIT Challenge is a Facebook group that we have all of our clients in. That's going to allow you to communicate with us daily. We're always posting videos and messages in there, scheduling changes, that sort of thing. So you're going to get a lot of feedback from us on that. And you're going to interact a lot better with everybody in the program. So that's going to be beneficial to you. Register for a nutrition log on myfitnesspal.com. If you need help with that, you can email us, or there are further instructions in your program guide. But again, that's going to be very useful to you as far as tracking your food and seeing what you're actually doing. I want you to review your nutrition guide. Pick out whatever you're going to do and do your shopping before Monday. Okay, that's going to be extremely important. It's going to allow you to be successful with this. And then do your meal prep either this weekend, or at least have an idea of what you're going to eat going forward. Again, very important. That's going to have you set up the most important portion of the program, which is going to be nutrition, because again, you can't out-trade a bad diet. So really focus on that, and we look forward to seeing you on Monday.